In recognition of her own loyal public service since our marriage 17 years ago, she becomes my Queen Consort. I know she will bring to the demands of her new role.
The document was only 4 pages long, but the moment King Charles placed his signature on it, the balance of power inside the British monarchy shifted in a way no royal watcher had predicted. There was no press conference, no official announcement, just 2 siblings, a king and his fiercely loyal sister, sitting across from each other in a private room at Windsor, making a decision that would shake Queen Camilla to the very foundation of her crown. The secret document that split the palace in 2. Something has been changing inside Windsor Castle for months. This isn't in the news or official statements. It's happening behind closed doors. King Charles has quietly changed the power structure he inherited from his mother. Sources say that King Charles is increasingly worried about the direction of his household. He wants a smaller, more efficient monarchy, free from past drama. However, this change is not being disturbed from the outside. It's coming from within. The unexpected source of this disruption is Queen Camilla. Think about that for a moment. This is the woman Charles waited for decades to be with. He risked public support for her, chose her over Princess Diana's legacy, and his mother finally approved of her becoming Queen Consort in February 2022. The public has slowly accepted Camilla, and the institution welcomed her. But sources say something has changed. Power affects people. The woman praised for her warmth and dedication to duty has reportedly changed. Those close to the situation describe her as a gatekeeper and strategist who focuses not on serving the monarchy, but on her own vision of it. She has also quietly decided who should be part of it, even without having any official authority. Hold on to this. She has no official authority whatsoever. A growing number of palace insiders report that Camilla cannot control attendance at royal events or decide which family members take part in palace life. That power belongs to the king. Sources say the king has been slow to notice that decisions are being made without him. According to insiders, there is an internal palace memorandum that identifies a pattern of behavior. This document describes how Camilla's actions have led to the exclusion of certain family members from events they should be attending. No one publicly named anyone in this issue or made formal announcements. Yet the existence of this document signals that the conflict has escalated. For the first time, the king is acknowledging that something is wrong inside the palace. Princess Anne did not confront this issue out of anger. She pushed for it because she was right. In the palace, being right is what truly matters. Anne's 50-year grudge finally becomes a weapon. To understand why Princess Anne is taking charge instead of William, Harry, or Charles's senior advisors, we need to look back to 1970. On a summer day at a polo field in Windsor Great Park, Camilla Shand met a prince. At that time, Camilla was in a relationship with Andrew Parker Bowles, who was also involved with Princess Anne. This complicated love triangle involved 3 people and created a lasting impact on British society. Even though Anne and Andrew were not a realistic couple due to his Catholic faith, their connection mattered. Camilla married Andrew in 1973, 3 years after their first meeting, with Anne present. This moment is significant in understanding the current issues at Windsor Castle. Many royal experts see the relationship between Anne and Camilla as a well-known secret within the monarchy. Publicly, they maintain a polished image. Privately, their relationship is frosty. A source told Heat magazine that the 2 women often exchange unspoken criticisms while smiling. Attendees at a recent garden party noted that the tension between them was a hot topic. However, Princess Anne is not known for being impulsive or overly emotional. She is disciplined and performs more official duties than almost any other royal. She has worked without complaint or scandal and without writing memoirs or participating in documentaries. In many ways, she is a professional royal. When Princess Anne calls for a meeting, she does it for a reason bigger than herself. She is concerned about her nieces, Beatrice and Eugenie, the daughters of Prince Andrew, who has faced public disgrace. Anne feels protective of them and dislikes watching someone she sees as an outsider be unkind to them. The term outsider is crucial here. In Princess Anne's view, Camilla is still an outsider. She entered the royal family through her relationship with Charles, and Anne believes she behaves as though her position is not secure. Instead of serving the monarchy, Camilla appears to control who gets to be part of it. Anne did what she usually does. She gathered her concerns, asked for a meeting, and spoke to her brother directly, giving him the truth rather than just what he wanted to hear. Reportedly, for the first time, Charles did not defend Camilla. He asked for time to think. Camilla's cruel orders that pushed Charles too far. A word keeps coming up from those who have observed the situation inside the palace: cruel. Sources have specifically used this word in their reports about Camilla's treatment of Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie. This is significant because cruel is not a term used lightly, especially towards a queen consort. It is a strong word that people choose when gentler ones no longer work. What exactly are these orders? Sources from Heat magazine, International Business Times, and Palace Insiders say this isn't just a one-time issue, but a pattern. Princess Beatrice, 37, and Princess Eugenie, 36, are not working royals and have not asked for anything beyond typical family invitations. They attended regular royal events such as royal ascot and garden parties at Buckingham Palace. Then suddenly, their names stopped appearing on guest lists. There was no announcement or confrontation, just a list arriving in the usual way without their names. Sources claim this decision came from Camilla or under her direction and aimed to make the York sisters' exclusion the new standard without giving anyone a chance to object. This situation is complicated because Prince William supports this decision. He has never forgiven Prince Andrew and wanted him completely removed from royal duties. The conflict between Charles and Andrew over the Jeffrey Epstein scandal has caused significant strain. Sources say William and Camilla don't usually agree, but they do agree on keeping Andrew's daughters at a distance. This leaves Charles in a difficult spot. On one side, William and Camilla believe the York connection is a liability and that the monarchy can't afford to include them. On the other side is Princess Anne, who told Charles their mother, Queen Elizabeth, would not approve of this behavior. Anne reminded him that the Queen loved Beatrice and Eugenie. She had always treated them as innocent, even while Andrew faced scandal. Anne argued that Camilla had crossed a line. She didn't make a speech or cry. She brought facts, dates, and a list of events from which the York sisters were excluded. Her question resonated. Is this how you want King Charles's reign to be remembered? Charles has spent his life balancing his love for Camilla with the need to show that love doesn't harm the monarchy. He needs to prove that he hasn't sacrificed the institution for personal reasons. When Anne presented her argument, something changed in him. He didn't defend Camilla right away. In palace terms, not defending her is a significant statement. The constitutional crisis hiding in plain sight. The situation is moving beyond drama and raising questions among constitutional experts. Can a queen consort's title be taken away? And if Charles and Anne escalate this issue from a private matter to a formal one, what does that process look like under British law? The answer is more complex than many people think, and the complications can work both ways. Camilla's title as queen, note that consort was removed from her title at the coronation in May 2023, when her URL changed from the Queen Consort to the Queen on the palace website, does not stand alone. It is not given by Parliament or through law. It comes from her marriage to the king. According to centuries of British constitutional law and royal tradition, the wife of a reigning monarch automatically becomes the queen. This is not a title you can easily take away with a press release or a palace memo. It is structural. However, many people overlook what revoking her title really means. British monarchy history provides a relevant example. Princess Diana. When Charles and Diana divorced in 1996, Diana lost the title of Her Royal Highness, not due to an act of parliament or court ruling, but through a royal warrant, a direct order from the sovereign that changed her official status within the household. She kept her name and the title Princess of Wales as a courtesy, but her formal status as Charles's mother meant she was not HRH. This royal warrant process is still available to the king. Although it cannot strip Camilla of her title, as Diana's HRH was, it could redefine her role within the household. This means the king could limit her decision-making power, change who controls household authority, and reduce her informal power. David Rowland, a constitutional expert, noted that power in the British monarchy belongs to the sovereign, not their spouse. Camilla acts as a counselor of state, which allows her to represent the king if he is unavailable. However, she does not have any constitutional authority on her own. Everything she does comes from being close to Charles, not from an official grant of power. This means the king can restructure power without removing her title. Sources suggest that this is being considered, not through public announcements or stripping of titles, but through a quiet reorganization of household operations. It could mean that the queen would no longer decide who attends palace events, and that decisions about the royal family's participation in public life would return to the king where they constitutionally belong. For people outside the palace, this would go unnoticed. There would be no public statement or news headlines about it. But inside, the impact would be clear. Everyone inside the palace knows who has been in charge. They would instantly recognize who lost power when things changed. This silent shift would mean that Princess Anne won. Beatrice and Eugenie, the casualties. Nobody saw coming. Every struggle for power in the royal family has key players and those who suffer as a result. In this situation, the main players are Charles, Anne, and Camilla. They have spent their lives under royal scrutiny and know how to navigate the institution. On the other hand, the collateral damage is Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie, two women who have not done anything wrong. They lack the tools and support that the others possess. Princess Beatrice is 37 years old. She is married to Edoardo Mapelli Mozzi and has a daughter named Sienna. She has built her career outside the royal spotlight, handling the challenges of being the daughter of Prince Andrew, who has faced public disgrace. Beatrice has stayed quiet, not making statements or seeking sympathy, and has continued to participate in public life where allowed. Princess Eugenie, who is 36, is married to Jack Brooksbank and has 2 children. She has worked to develop her own identity by supporting various causes and fulfilling her role in charity. Like her sister, she has stayed silent about her situation and continued with her life. Yet sources say these 2 women are being pushed aside by the royal family, not because of their actions, but because of their father's reputation. Camilla and others making decisions want to distance the family from Prince Andrew. This is evident in their absence from key royal events like Royal Ascot and the Chelsea Flower Show. Observers have noted this pattern of exclusion, which is no accident within the palace. Moreover, Beatrice and Eugenie were never meant to be senior working royals, especially after Andrew lost his titles. The issue is not about official duties, but about their place in the royal family. Princess Anne understands that being a royal is not just about work, it is also about blood ties. She believes that Beatrice and Eugenie should still be part of the family, despite their father's issues. Anne reportedly told Charles that their mother, Queen Elizabeth, would not have allowed this separation. Queen Elizabeth had always protected her granddaughters, keeping their family ties intact. Charles seems to agree with Anne's point, but now faces a choice. He must find the courage to act on his agreement. His decision will affect not only Beatrice and Eugenie's social lives, but also define the kind of king he will be beyond his royal duties and public image. What happens next if Camilla loses her crown for good? Let us be precise about what losing her crown means in this context, because precision matters here more than drama. Camilla still holds her title as the Queen of the United Kingdom. She performs official duties, attends state events with Charles, and represents the crown both at home and abroad. This situation hasn't changed publicly, and it's unlikely to change in any formal way. The palace does not make public announcements when dealing with serious internal issues. Instead, it works behind the scenes, shifting authority quietly and making decisions in private meetings. Sources describe what seems to be a change in how power is distributed, not a loss of title. There is a reorganization of authority within the household. It appears that the king and his sister made a decision to limit Camilla's informal power within the palace. This power includes deciding who gets included in events and who does not. In practice, this could mean visible changes. For example, Beatrice and Eugenie's names might start appearing on guest lists again. They could receive invitations to events like garden parties or Royal Ascot. Such changes, while small, send a strong message. If Charles decides to invite them, as sources suggest Anne is advocating for, it would signal a clear pushback against Camilla. This would use the palace's preferred language of presence and absence, showing who is included and who is left out. The king's private secretary's office is taking back control over household decisions. This means that decisions about who attends official and unofficial palace events will no longer go through the Queen's office. Instead, they will go directly to King Charles himself. This change won't be publicly announced, but everyone in the palace will notice it immediately. Next, Princess Anne becomes a formal counterbalance to the Queen's influence for the first time in modern royal history. She has always served the monarchy faithfully and isn't known for rebellion. However, if the restructuring mentioned by sources occurs, Anne could become the one person in Charles's inner circle who has his ear when he isn't listening to Camilla. Once this dynamic is established, it will likely remain. There is always the lingering impact of Diana. Conversations about Camilla's authority, reports of her strong directives, and accounts of how she influences the exclusion of sympathetic figures from the public eye all revive memories of Diana. These unresolved feelings remained despite the coronation, which didn't heal the public wound or answer lingering questions. Royal historian Carolyn Harris stated in March 2025 that, constitutionally, Camilla's role is only symbolic and she has no real power. The removal of Consort from her title was mainly for appearances. The fundamental workings of the monarchy haven't changed. However, constitutions don't capture the private conversations between a king and his sister, or the moment when the house manager feels her influence waning. King Charles understands what's at stake, and Princess Anne knows what she wants. Meanwhile, Camilla is observing all of this unfold. It's uncertain if Camilla understands the implications of these changes. What we know is that the power balance has shifted. A significant conversation has taken place, and that understanding is now documented. Inside the palace and in any institution guided by tradition, once something is written down, it becomes real. After reviewing all the information, it's clear this situation is different. It's not just the usual minor drama around the British monarchy that fades away. This is a serious divide within the palace, affecting the king, the woman he has waited for, and the relationship between two siblings. They grew up together, served their country, and now find themselves divided by a line drawn by Camilla. Whether Charles will act on this matter remains unclear. The story is ongoing. Stay updated for the latest developments. Something has changed at Buckingham Palace, and once a shift happens there, it rarely goes back to how it was before.